Yunus Emre, the poet of divine Lavine, the rugged hills and fertile plains of 13th century Anatolia, where the winds carried whispers of change and the earth was soaked in the blood of countless battles. A gentle soul wandered in search of something far more profound than worldly power or wealth. This was Yunus Emre, a humble dervish and poet, whose life and words would become a beacon of spiritual enlightenment and divine love for generations to come. Born into a world torn by political strife and social unrest, Yunus Emre's early life was marked by the hardships that were common among the peasantry of the time. His village, Sarakoy, near the Sakarya River, was a small and unassuming place. Yet it was here that the seeds of his spiritual journey were planted. From a young age, Yunus was different from his peers. While others were preoccupied with the daily struggles of life, Yunus was drawn to the mysteries of existence, constantly pondering the meaning of life and the nature of the divine. As he grew older, his thirst for spiritual knowledge led him to seek out the company of Sufi mystics, who were known for their deep understanding of Islam's inner, esoteric teachings. Sufism, with its emphasis on the love of God and the unity of all creation, resonated deeply with Yunus. It was a path that spoke not to the intellect, but to the heart, a path that sought not to amass knowledge, but to experience the divine directly. Yunus became a disciple of Tabii Emre, a revered Sufi master, under whose guidance he began to explore the depths of his own soul. Tabii Emre's teachings emphasized humility, service, and the cultivation of an all-encompassing love for God. For years, Yunus served at his master's lodge, performing menial tasks and learning to subdue his ego, which Sufis believe is the greatest barrier to spiritual enlightenment. During these years of spiritual apprenticeship, Yunus Emre began to compose poetry. His verses were simple, reflecting the language of the common people, yet they carried a profound depth of meaning. Through his poetry, Yunus sought to express the inexpressible, the experience of divine love, the beauty of the divine presence in all things, and the oneness of all creation. His words flowed not from the mind, but from the heart, capturing the essence of Sufi spirituality in a way that was accessible to all, regardless of their education or social standing. One of the most famous stories associated with Yunus Emre is his encounter with Hasai Bektas Veli, another prominent Sufi saint of the time. It is said that during a time of famine, Yunus, driven by the need to provide for his family, visited Hasai Bektas Veli's dervish lodge in search of food. When offered a choice between a sack of wheat and Hasai Bektas's spiritual blessing, Yunus initially chose the wheat. However, as he departed, he was struck by a profound realization. The blessing of a saint was far more valuable than any material possession. He returned to Hasai Bektas Veli, who, recognizing Yunus's potential, directed him to Tabii Emre, saying that Yunus's true path lay in spiritual guidance. This moment marked a turning point in Yunus's life, as he fully embraced the path of the dervish, dedicating himself to the pursuit of divine love and truth. As Yunus Emre traveled through Anatolia, he spread his message of love and unity through his poetry. His verses were not confined to the dervish lodges or the courts of the elite. They were sung in the fields, recited in marketplaces, and shared among ordinary people. Yunus's poetry became a source of comfort and inspiration for those who were struggling with the hardships of life, offering them a glimpse of the divine love that transcends all suffering. Yunus Emre's most enduring legacy is his poetry, which has been passed down through the centuries, inspiring countless generations. His works, collected in a divan, reflect a deep understanding of the human soul and its longing for union with the divine. In his poems, Yunus speaks of the futility of worldly pursuits, the importance of humility, and the transformative power of love. He often portrayed himself as a lover, wandering in search of the beloved, an allegory for the soul's journey towards God. One of Yunus Emre's most famous poems, often recited by Sufis, encapsulates his philosophy. The path of love is the path of none. On it, no heart shall not be crushed. Every heart that walks upon it shall be melted, dissolved, and burned. These lines speak to the intense and often painful nature of the spiritual journey, where the ego must be annihilated and the heart purified to experience the true essence of divine love. Yunus Emre's message was one of inclusivity and unity. He believed that the divine presence was not limited to any one religion, sect, or creed, but was inherent in all beings. His poetry reflects a deep respect for all of creation, urging his followers to look beyond superficial differences and recognize the underlying unity of all existence. This universal message of love and compassion has made Yunus Emre a beloved figure not only in Turkey but also in the broader Islamic world and beyond. As the centuries have passed, Yunus Emre's influence has only grown. His poetry has been translated into numerous languages, and his teachings continue to inspire those who seek a deeper understanding of life and the divine. In modern Turkey, Yunus Emre is celebrated as a national poet, his words resonating with a timeless wisdom that transcends the ages. Yunus Emre's life and work remind us that the true path to God lies not in intellectual understanding or outward rituals, but in the cultivation of a pure heart and a sincere love for all beings. His legacy is a testament to the power of poetry to convey profound spiritual truths, and to the enduring relevance of Sufi teachings in a world that is often divided by fear and misunderstanding, and a world where materialism often overshadows the spiritual. Yunus Emre's message is a clarion call to return to the heart, to recognize the divine presence in all things, and to live a life of love, compassion, and unity. His journey, both physical and spiritual, continues to inspire those who seek the eternal truth, guiding them on the path of divine love that Yunus himself walked so many centuries ago in the mystical heart of 13th century Anatolia, where the lines between the material and the spiritual world blurred, lived Yunus Emre, a humble dervish whose words would echo through the ages. Born into a time of political upheaval and